Good night, folks, and welcome to yet another edition of Fitness Focus, Hybrid Caribbean Magazine's newest podcast where we get to talk to fitness professionals from across the spectrum. Tonight, we have a very special guest with us. We have the Honeybadger local MMA sensation, Joash Walkins. Welcome, Joash.
Thank you for having me. Good night to everyone. Thank you, Mark, for having me.
Not a problem, not a problem. How are you doing tonight?
I'm great. Can't complain. God has been good to me and, you know, throughout
Yes,
this
we have.
pandemic
Yes.
and everything right now.
I had the pleasure of seeing you fight once.
You did?
Yeah, we had a whole line and we went down to the cycling center and yeah, that was it cuff or rough and tough? I can't even remember. But yes.
If you
So
remember, I'll tell you who it was.
scene. So we are talking with you as an MMA fighter, a mixed martial artist for those who don't know. How long have you been into MMA though?
I've been into MMA basically 10 years now, and but I've been a martial artist 2/3 of my life. Probably 20 years I've been a martial artist. I started at the age of 10, started
Mm-hmm.
the art of judo and then went on to boxing and I did a couple other martial arts.
Nice. So was it that MMA was just like after having multiple styles under your belt, see what I did there? um, was it just that MMA was the next progression, or is it that you've had it in your sights for a while? How did you get into it?
Well, I will have to take it back from a child. I used to watch
Mm-hmm.
a lot of boxing with my grandfather. He was
Right.
a big boxing fan, and I loved boxing from a tender age. And due to watching a lot of boxing with him, watching Mike Tyson, Lennox Lewis, Felix Trinidad, all those great
Mm-hmm.
boxers, I wanted to be like them. So my goals and aspiration as a child was always to be a world champion boxing. But God had other plans in my life, and judo. My uncle he's a prison officer, and his colleague was a judoka,
Mm-hmm.
and they organized a judo club at the base of my abode, and I was fortunate for the judo club to be right below my house. I was living upstairs, judo
Okay.
club was downstairs, and
Okay.
I
Okay.
religiously went to judo. Started when the club all started with big numbers, and then the club eventually died down to just me and the sensei, and that's Mr. Eastman. I must hail out Mr. Eastman, big up to him. That he's like a father to me, the most humble guy you could ever meet. And
Mm-hmm.
he actually showed me the way for a couple of years, and my aspiration changed for a while. I wanted to pursue judo as an Olympic sport. You know, judo
Right.
is an Olympic sport, but due to circumstances beyond my control, as I got older, I represent the country at Pan American CAC, was successful at the CAC Games, probably at the age of 13 or 14. Started boxing the same time, and I
Right.
think it was always between a rock and a hard place with boxing and judo because they are both my love. And really wanted to box to the Olympics. At that time, I linked up with Boxer Potts and he wanted me to go to the Olympics. And then I tell him, Sensei, gosh, I really love boxing. And I just held those two arts, they are dear to my heart. So
Mm-hmm.
I pursue my career, and as I got older, judo competition in Trinidad and Tobago, things wasn't working out the way that I wanted to be. You know,
Right.
they actually started a camp for schools, and I was
Mm-hmm.
one of the coaches along with Karen Bond, the great Karen Bond. Um, and somehow I felt like I am dying as an athlete inside. I was an athlete from day one. The day I stepped on
Right.
that judo mat, I don't know, I was just a naturalist. I didn't know I would have become a naturalist. I was national champ from the first tournament. I was national champion in my first boxing tournament also. That was at the age of probably 13. And I started to die as an athlete and just coaching. But I'm still like 17, 18 years now, come out of school, and I had a couple of students. Some of my students won national titles and stuff like that. So I was a young coach in the game. And opportunity came later on. I saw Dwayne Hines making waves all in Jamaica. Yeah, he, Karen Bourne, and a couple of those guys, they were making waves in Jamaica. And I was like, Dwayne, I want to come and train with you. And he said, yeah, we're going to come down to Trinidad, man, and stuff like that. And then I met this guy by the name of Caleb Edwards. He's a Coast Guard, and I started training with him. And then Dwayne came to Trinidad, and yeah, met with Dwayne, and then the rest was history.
Man, that actually sounds like quite an interesting journey. And quite frankly, I think that it's worked out for you very, very well. But
Well,
yeah,
go
you
ahead.
meant
I'm listening.
yeah, you mentioned Dwayne Hines, working with Dwayne Hines, right? Um, Now he was, I think, our very first local MMA star, made waves internationally and stuff, as you said, Jamaica and all that stuff. You know, we all pictured him in UFC and everything, and then you got the opportunity to work with him. What was that like?
Well, I've known Dwayne from judo before. We have actually competed in a tournament. Well, the tournament was so small, all of us got caught up into one bracket, and he obviously won. He was the bigger guy. So I knew him from judo training, national training on the judo team and stuff like that.
Mhm.
So to actually go and train with him, when I first watched his video, I saw he was a great wrestler, and I was like, nice, this is a really good asset. And training with Dwayne was all that I hope and desire. I was literally like his brother. I slept in his bed literally like during training sessions and after training sessions. That when I had no money to actually buy food, Dwayne actually, lend a helping hand to me with protein powder. Sometimes I just had, because those days are not working. So those days were really tough days. But training was with Dwayne. If it's one thing, he treats me like a brother, and he imparts all this knowledge onto me. He's probably one of the only purebred wrestlers in Trinidad and Tobago, and I was fortunate to work with a guy of that caliber. And yeah, still looking to do great things in the sport. To me, I haven't reached where I really want to reach as yet, but Dwayne always chained me in my corner. You have to come up to Canada. I made the attempt to go to Canada, but was unsuccessful. But I'll get to him sometime soon, and we'll get to do something again. But he's a wonderful guy.
Right, right. That sounds actually excellent. Um, I think that it's always a good thing when we get a chance to work with people we look up to.
Yeah.
And it just makes it a little bit more special if it's somebody we already know, because then you already have a rapport. You don't need to build one. You already have that rapport with the person, It
True.
becomes a little bit easier. It becomes a little bit easier. So we were talking about your martial arts experience, your individual martial arts experience with judo and boxing, but you recently traveled to represent us in Sambo.
Yes.
Yes, let's talk a little bit about that.
So I will continue this story, and so I had an amateur fight, and I met this guy by the name of Jason Fraser. He's the
Mm-hmm.
president of the Sambo Federation.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I owe a lot to him. That guy is responsible for my career reaching the level it is where it is right now. Because I was probably out of the sport. I was probably looking to, at that point in time, I was searching just before I met Dwayne, I was talking about, right? And when I met Fraser, he saw my fight, and he was like, dude, if I manage you, I gonna make you a world champ one day. If I only manage you, I gonna make, but I don't know this guy. I was like, who the hell is this guy? And then after he started with the Trinidad and Tobago Combat Association, and we went to Martinique, and I won my first MMA professional match, and the relationship just started with Mr. Jason Fraser. And then after, Sambo was introduced to Trinidad and Tobago in 2012.
Right.
through, I think, was Cary Grant and Mersonoff, and then Jason Fraser. He took over and he started to just blaze the trail. And we started our journey in 2012 in Cali, Colombia. It was just 5 of us, and I think we won about 8 or 9 medals. Dwayne Hines won 2 gold. I won a silver. Karen Bourne, Martin Joseph, and Teron Diaz. We went to our first tournament in Cali, Colombia, and we mashed a big whole dance. So that is how my Sambo journey started. And fast forward to that time, I went to some other world championships in 2012, 13, 14. We went to Belarus, Russia, Japan. Japan, I was actually robbed the bronze medal. It had a little problems with the refereeing, you know how it could be out there, and they actually took away my points that I worked so hard for, and I lost the bronze medal match. And the next year was in Africa, Casablanca, and I won silver at that world championship. That was 2015, and that people from this part of the world, if you look at the sport and if you know Khabib is a Russian. The sport is dominated by Eastern European countries. People on this side of the world who win medals in this sport. So fast forward all the way, I was injured and I was out of the sport for a little while. And up to this competition, I haven't fought in 3 years. The last time I fought was in the Rough and Tough in the Cycling Center. I think that was 2018 against the Brazilians. So this was my first competition coming back in 3 years. In about 3 years or something like that, I haven't competed. So I was really excited to go out there and test my skills against the best in the world, not knowing how I would perform. You know, but I'm always diligent with my training. I never stop training. I will always go to training and try to improve myself as my quote is forward ever, backward never. And this training camp, I'm gonna reveal some things to you that no one knew about. You getting it first, and you getting it hot.
Let's sing.
This training camp started really well under the lights of Mr. Warren Gill, Rondell Benjamin. They were our main coaches and stuff like that. We actually did some training with the national boxing just before they went to the World Championships with Reynald Cox and all those, Nigel Paul and all those guys. So things were going good. The camp training 2-3 times a day. I know you didn't ask about all of that, but just giving it step by step.
No, man, we're here for stories.
Nice. 3 weeks before the tournament, I got sick. 3 weeks before I left the country, about 3 weeks and just a couple of days before I left the country, I got sick, and my girlfriend being a doctor, I was able to get a COVID test. And a couple of days later, the COVID test came back positive. Now, I'm 3 weeks away from the biggest competition of my life, right?
Right.
I was like, okay, Lord, what is this? Are you trying to test me? All right, I will take it in good faith. Once I could pass all I was concerned about passing my PCR test to travel.
Of course.
And when they called me, my heart sank. It was like, what is this, bro? You haven't competed in 3 years and you come and get COVID? No. If you don't pass that PCR test before you go, your whole aspirations and dreams and all the hard work and all the pain and suffering just go down the drain just like that. And well, I had to self-isolate. So the whole camp shut down because coach say, yeah, we're not going through that. Everybody stay home, everybody train, everybody do what you have to do. Now, lo and behold, I have 30 pounds to lose, right? Because I cut a lot of weight. I don't know if my nutritionist put up my before and after. I could probably send it to you after. My dietitian, sorry, Tessa. She's a wonderful dietitian. So 30 pounds I had to lose for this event. And now, if you know anything about, you're a personal trainer, you know, you have to put in that work. You could eat how good to lose 30 pounds in 6 weeks, whether it's water weight and fat, muscle, whatever you're losing, you know you have to put in a reasonable amount of work to lose that.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
So lo and behold, I was like, what the hell? I had to train in my house.
While isolating, while trying to get through COVID without getting too sick, and yeah, it doesn't sound like it like doesn't sound particularly easy.
It wasn't easy. But what I want to say, thank God, God was on my side because I fell sick for like about 5 days. So I had to shut down everything for 5 days, no training for 5 days. I just had to make sure, focus on recovering. My
Mhm.
diet went a little haywire because, I didn't lose my appetite, but because I'm sick, I just not feeling to eat
Right.
tired food. Although Tessa did a really great job. The way she planned my diet, it didn't really feel like a diet. But when you're sick, you're feeling for what you want. So I went a little off track. And I actually had to break the law. I hope I don't get locked up for this, but I had to break the law in order to lose this weight. So I wasn't in contact with anyone, but I had to go outdoors and run, literally run. I
Hmm.
had to do it. Else I would have probably tried to kill myself trying to cut that weight in the last few weeks. You understand?
Right.
So I went to the hills, I went to the savannah when the times when it had nobody really around, and I just had to put in that work. I had to train in my house, I trained downstairs, I had to do my own program, I'll have weights and
Hmm.
everything home here. So right
Okay.
right where I'm here, in this where I'm doing this interview, right in my living room slash gym, kitchen, everything, because it's a small apartment. And yeah, it was definitely an uphill task doing it by yourself, self isolating. I have to work with rubber bands, dumbbells to do dumbbell punches. I had to get my girlfriend to try to get my heart rate up, lift up about 100 times, drop her back down to simulate the
Right.
art of war, because sambo is an art that is like mixed martial arts in a gi, short pants,
Hmm.
shin guards, head guard, and it's actually a sport that you get points for the throws. So you get points on
Okay.
based on the throws. You don't get points for the strikes, but you use the strikes to set up the throws.
Okay.
The only way you get points for the strikes is if you knock down the guy or if you get knocked out. You win the fight,
Okay.
and if you knock down the guy, you get 4 points. So trying to do that at home was really an uphill battle, was beyond
Yeah.
imagination.
Actually, I'm glad you told this story because we actually had somebody ask a little while ago what Sambo is, and you just gave us a quick response there.
Nice.
Special good night to Onika who's tuned in. Fitnix. She
Hey,
says,
hey, what's
yeah.
up next? What's up next? That's my sister. Next is, well, my sister from another mother.
Right, right, right. So you're telling us all about your home training. Let's take a little video. Take a look at a little video of you of some of your training, right?
Nah, they want me to go forward.
So one question: was that a smile or a grimace?
That's a good question. I'm not even sure. I think it was more like a smile. You're having
Mhm.
fun with your partners, doing what you
Yeah,
love and what you're passionate about. So I think it was a smile.
cool, cool. But what's your general training regimen like? I mean, that's one aspect. We have another video of you, which we'll put up in a little while. But um, what is it like in general, overall? What do you?
So on a what are you talking about? A regular day or we training for competition?
Regular day, you know, because
Um,
you spend most of your time in between competitions. So what's a regular training day like for you?
so a regular day, it will look different times because like we don't have a main gym in Trinidad and Tobago that do mixed martial arts. So I bounce
Mhm.
around here and there from gym to gym, um, plan sessions with different coaches at different times. Um, Out of competition, sometimes I train once a day. Sometimes I train twice a day. I may do like boxing or kickboxing on a Monday. On a Tuesday, I may do some jujitsu and wrestling. Wednesday, might do some boxing or kickboxing. So it depends on time to time because it's called mixed martial arts. Is the variety, the variety is a broad spectrum of training. So you could do boxing, you could do kickboxing one day, some day
Mhm.
weights, 1 day weights, or 2 days for the week weights. I normally do like 1 day weights. I really don't like weights. Weights really kind of boring to me. I just like more the martial art aspect, but I know I have to lift weights in order to compete with those guys, to keep
Yeah.
condition, to keep everything, functioning in the right way because you're lifting, you're pulling, you're tugging, your knee, getting twist here, again kicking your face, again punch to your body, again punch, kick to your leg, is really a grueling art, but it's all out of
Mhm.
love and passion. So yeah, every day will be a different art form. Sometimes I go and train with Edson Breedy, Taekwondo, is I'm a child of the soil here, so I train with everyone in Trinidad and well, almost everyone in Trinidad and Tobago. At some point in time, it's always changing because you know some people will start a train with you now, and you get some good going, and that's how my mixed martial after Dwayne left. That's how my mixed martial art career has been.
Now you are calling some huge names there, man. Dwayne Hines, of course. Everybody knows Dwayne Hines, but even people like Rondell Benjamin. I actually know him from Capoeira.
All right.
Yeah, and of course he started the he was the one who had the large push to register or recognize Kalinda or stick fighting as our
Yeah.
national martial art and all that stuff. And now you're talking about training with Edson Breedy. You have,
Yeah.
I mean, you call a big name. You've met them, I'm sure, in fighting, in martial arts, in mixed martial arts, or any specific martial arts. I'm quite frankly a little bit envious.
Well, I had the opportunity of training with Benji for some time, but although we haven't trained in a long time, up to the Sambo competition, he started coaching us and stuff. But previously, like for previous Sambo tournaments, I've known Benji since I was smaller because he also did judo. He also is a
Right.
black belt in judo, so I've known him for some time. Um, to me, being in Trinidad is so, to be honest, is like I feel a bit restricted because we don't have like the big martial arts gyms like
Hmm.
abroad, right? And I'm to be honest, I'm a son of the soil. I've probably trained with so many different coaches come down the line, and I had to go out there and seek different coaches at certain point in times of my career and how
Hmm.
time to maintain a high level in this sport, you have to train with the best. So I seek out the best in my country. When I tell you I'm a child of the soil, I've only done 2 training camps abroad. And I could
Right.
call those 2 training camps. I've done a training camp in Brazil. What's the next part? I've done a training camp in no, it's about 3 training camps I did in my life. Brazil, actually 2. Yeah, so I'm really a son of the soil. What you get here is all Trinidad and Tobago. I've been trying
Hmm.
to get to the United States for quite a while. I probably have to pay Dr. Rowley or somebody high in the ministry a visit in order to secure my career because I think due to that 3 years of me not competing, and I
Hmm.
have to seek out all the best people in Trinidad and Tobago to actually raise my level because my goal is to actually be a UFC fighter. My goal
Hmm.
is to fight in Bellator, the biggest championships in the world, the biggest promotions. That was always my dream and aspiration. My dream was never to be just a known in the Caribbean. I want to be known worldwide. When you hear Joash Walkins, you must hear Honeybadger worldwide. So that's why I seek out the best. And trust me, what you're seeing here is a true son of the soil.
Basically, you want people to be able to talk about Khabib Nurmagomedov and Joash Walkins in the same breath.
That's right. That's right. I seek after greatness.
Nice.
Yeah.
You actually brought up something that I wanted to talk about later on, and that was traveling for training. When you do that, is it that you go for just general MMA training, or do you go to practice specific aspects of your MMA, of your fighting, or is it something like that? Because I actually know somebody else who did MMA, and he would go to Brazil specifically to do Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and then he would go to Russia to do this, and So, what is your traveling for training experience been like in the 2 times that you've done it?
Well, the first time I went under Jason Fraser. He is also the president for the Wrestling Association. That's Olympic Wrestling. So we hooked up with a team in Brazil, and we went Brazil and trained at CFAN Training Center. It's a military base, but I think all the Olympians train at that base. They have all the Olympic sports, and we was able to train with the national team and the lower team in wrestling, in the art of wrestling. And I actually saw Dwayne Hines. Dwayne Hines actually out wrestle guys with, guys take the tattoo on the leg or the Olympic rings.
Right.
I actually saw Dwayne Hines with my own eyes out wrestle some of these guys who have Olympic rings on their hands and their leg and stuff like that. So that was an awesome experience. We also went to Jose Aldo gym. And at that time, Jose Aldo was the champ, the featherweight champ of UFC. And I think Hanan Baral, I don't know if you know Hanan Baral, he was the 135 champ or somewhere up in the rankings there. And we actually had we went one day to that gym. And we actually had a grand time. It was a sparring day, so I was able to spar with a couple guys from the gym. It was a couple guys who visited the gym from around the world. And that was really an awesome experience. That gave me I feel I was high at that moment, actually training in front of someone who you literally idolize, and you sit down and you watch and you want to be like this person. So it was really awesome to train with him. On the other hand, how I went to Holland, it was a blessing in disguise. To be honest, so this young lady, she trained at Boom Bang, same doing gym, and my I have another brother by the name of Nile. He was also a mixed martial artist. And one day she just walked up to him and say, she's from Holland, yeah? But she was living in Trinidad at the time. She was like, oh, you want to go Holland? I was like, what? If I want to go Holland, come on. That's a fighter's dream. That's a fighter paradise for kickboxing. Holland have like the best kickboxers in the world, or the best kickboxing gym in the world. So come on. Of course. I'll take that opportunity any day. And she raised funds for us, and we went to Holland. We went to Mike's gym. Mike's gym is if you research Mike's gym, is one of the best kickboxing gyms in the world. He has delivered a lot of world champions. Let me see if I can remember one of their name. Badahari. I don't know if you know Badahari. If you ever hear about Badahari, he's from Morocco. So he was actually training with Mike's gym, and I had an opportunity to train with a lot of K1 fighters and Glory kickboxers. Yeah, they had a couple Glory kickboxers. If you know Glory kickboxing, that's one of the top kickboxing leagues in the world. But the experience at Mike's gym, oh my gosh. Woo! It was a painful experience. I went there for 1 month.
But it had to have been good pain.
Oh my gosh.
It was
well, training every day. We had to walk to the gym probably about 20 minutes from, well, we was about 20 minutes from the gym, so we had to walk every day. And just the drilling alone, that style drilling is like you literally firing punches and kicks at the person, and you have to like block the kick and parry the punches on your hand. So some of those guys, when they hit a kick so and you block it, all the marrow in your bones just rattle. It's like, oh my gosh, it's like, could you kick a little softer, please? Could you kick a little softer? And you actually have to have insurance when you go into that gym. And on the sparring day was ridiculously painful. Imagine you swimming with sharks and trying to fight with sharks. That's how it was. The best of the best in the world come to that gym. So Nile and I was like a small fish in a shark pond, and it was like real killers. Those guys hurting here literally with body shots. Bam! It's not like how we spy in Trinidad. We tap and we love tap and stuff like that. Those guys are hurting here. I remember getting somebody knees and actually crawling off the mat wanting to vomit with body shots and having my nose busted like in the first round, just blood all over the mat, and it's just like you had to go back in. What you will do? You had to go back in and take it beat up, and that is how the trip in Holland was really painful, right. But it was a wonderful and inspiring experience. Very inspiring.
I want to switch gears a little bit, right? So we're going to show another video of you training here. Some kind of mad training you like to do.
You ready to do that, Jockey, back?
Fireman Carrie coming up the hill.
What? Wow, that's impressive.
Joash coming through.
Honeybadger.
Yeah.
All right. Wow, that is impressive.
So my question after that is, we've seen the core training, now we see that, and you've told us about some of your training regimen and stuff, but getting into moving from I guess singular martial arts into MMA, of course, because you're now focused on competition, on actual combat and competition, that kind of stuff, your training would have been more intense, as we've seen. But has your diet had to change to support this intense training?
To be honest, if I don't have to lose weight, I will eat normal. I will eat everything in sight. I love my belly. I really don't change my diet. Changing diet, to be honest, is I change my diet to lose weight on multiple times, and it's really costly. It's really costly to change. I call myself a backyard world-class athlete. I will eat any and everything, to be honest, and I will go straight through if I don't have to lose the weight.
Well, that's you know what? As a trainer, I endorse that. I endorse living a lifestyle that you're comfortable with.
Of course.
Eat what you. I don't think that even if you have sports goals, I don't think you should be suffering. I think you should find a way to still enjoy eating, still enjoy exercising, that kind of stuff, right? And with that, we need to take a little break where we will, another shameless plug on our part, where we're going to advertise one of our products, all right? Take a little look at this.
My name is Chazelle Fleming.
Hi, my name is Alan Ferreira.
Hi, my name is Jamie Lee Phillips.
My name is Daniela Maria Taruba.
My name is Mark Joash Singh.
Hi, my name is Charlene Prokop.
My name is Corinne Singh.
My name is Sayana Andrews.
My name is Tiana Guy.
Hi, my name is Nikki.
Hi, my name is Kevin Lucas.
My name is April Suraj.
I'm a chef by profession.
Some would call me a gym rat.
I'm a fitness instructor.
I am a powerlifter.
I am a mom, a wife.
I'm a fitness enthusiast.
I also do capoeira.
I'm an elite international boxer for Trinidad and Tobago.
Doing acting, modeling, MMA, martial arts, stunt choreography.
I ride horses.
I am a Spanish teacher and also a rugby player.
I'm an Olympic weightlifter for Trinidad and Tobago.
I'm also a bikini fitness athlete for Trinidad and Tobago.
So hybrid has taken a stance where we're standing up to one aspect of bullying, which is body shaming, right? And we decided to take the approach where we want to show that even athletes, professional, amateur, hobbyist athletes, face body image issues and body shaming issues, right? So, for example, we have Chazelle there, who is rugby player and now a national rugby coach. And there are people who would say things about her size. She's too small. She's too this. We have Corinne, who is an Olympic weightlifter for Trinidad and Tobago, and she's quite short, and people like to rag on her for her height. We have April Suraj, who she actually is just a fitness enthusiast. And what she did with us, she did a photo shoot while pregnant with, I believe it was a second daughter, as well as a photo shoot post-pregnancy to show the change in her body. So we are actually trying to get real people out there who are living a real life and trying to let people know, hey, we face some of the same problems as you, even though we're athletes,
True. Definitely. When you're ready, call me. Just call my number. I have my number. I'm willing to support anything that is positive and to help the country move forward, or whatever the cause may be. So whenever you're ready, I could pose and sing a little bit. Yeah, I'm a Tupac and thing.
A 2-pack. I've seen your pictures, more like a 24-pack.
That's probably when I diet.
But yeah, we're gonna hold you to that, right?
Of course. I serious like a heart attack.
Next issue for sure. And speaking of issues, this is actually not the first time that we have featured you in the magazine. The last time we were actually talking to your trainer at the time, Jeremy Taichu. Do you still work with him?
Oh, yes. Actually, I did for this World Championship. I messaged him and I said, hey, bro, I have COVID. I don't hear him. Link me up on Zoom when you're ready now. Link me up on Zoom. We on Zoom 5 o'clock every afternoon or 5:30 or whatever time. And I actually linked with him and I had a couple sessions with him.
Nice.
Yeah. So it's really awesome.
What does it take to gain an athlete's on your caliber trust as a trainer, to say, listen, this is somebody I know, this is somebody I trust, this is somebody I've worked with, somebody I feel can carry me to the next level? How did that relationship form?
What do you mean? Like if I meet someone for the first time and someone introduced?
I mean, you would have worked with him over time. I'm asking how the relationship developed such that now you're like, you know what, Jeremy is one of the guys I can just go to if I have a goal, a particular fitness goal. This guy is one of the guys I know I can call.
Yeah, well, a guy like Jeremy was also a martial artist. We train together, punch each other in the face, choke out each other. And I've seen his body of work, and you have real good vibes. Good.
Right.
It's all about the vibe and the body of work that the person put in. I would like to see the body of work, and once the person have a good vibe of sharing the knowledge or encouraging me into doing it. It all had to be with the vibe and the body of work that they done.
Nice. So let's get a little bit personal here. You are the Honeybadger. How did that name come about though?
Well, before the Honeybadger was the silent assassin, which I think I am. I think I'm more silent than anything else. Kind of
Right,
shy,
right,
shy
right.
guy. It may not seem so now, but and Jeremy Taichu, one day he just walked up to me and he said, Honeybadger. And then take it on. So I went and I knew the honey badger because a long time I watch a lot of documentaries and things. So I came
Mhm.
across the honey badger sometime and it really didn't register the moment when he called me it. So then I say one day, I say, wait, he called me the honey badger. If it's what I really think it is, let me go and research this thing. And when I see this little creature here, oh my gosh, I say, I will try to embrace that name and I'll live up to it, oh Jeremy. Yeah, and that name just stuck and it took off. It was just I'm the honey badger. I think I'm probably a quiet honey badger, but when I'm inside that cage, the only job I want to do is I want to put you to sleep inside there. So I may
Right.
be nice and smiley out there, but for some reason when that door when you lock that door, I'm ready to put you to sleep because if you think about it, just like the honey badger will be in the desert with lions and all these alpha animals
Mhm.
and out there is either kill or be killed. So it's the same thing like my sport. So when you go in there, yeah, it's either kill or be killed, and that's the nature of it. So I hope I could really manifest what the honey badger means to me and what the honey badger means in general is an animal that take no for an answer, is an animal that you can't persuade him to give up. Is an very
Yeah.
persistent and he's furious with whatever he wants. And I believe Jeremy saw those traits in me and that is why he named me the honey badger. They're really tough, eh? They're really tough. They eat cobra snakes for breakfast. If you try to chop the skin, they're tough and they're very intelligent, super intelligent. So I'm glad that he saw that within me, and hopefully I can manifest that to the world.
Well, for those viewers who don't know who about the reputation of the honey badger, these are tiny animals, right? And given the opportunity, they will escape. But if there's no opportunity to escape, they will attack any animal. It does not matter how big, how fierce, how ferocious. So, I guess that will be the reference to Joash, because once that cage is closed, there's no escape. So he will come after you in that cage.
At all costs.
Cool, cool. So there's one more video I would like to show because I have there's something interesting about it that I have a personal question about, right? So let's take a little look at that video.
Nice.
Beautiful.
Very nice done.
All right, so there's two questions really that come from that. Yeah, but the first one again is a personal question from me. Now, as I said, I think I mentioned I do capoeira, and that's how I know Rondell, right? That first kick looks very similar to one of our kicks in capoeira. Martin de Chau, Batido, depending on who you go to. Where did you learn that kick from?
To be honest, well, I grew up a wild child, so I'm always flipping and doing those little spinning kicks, and from you're seeing it on the internet. To be
Mhm.
honest, I really don't know where I get it from, but I just started training it because I could do like side flips and backflip and stuff like that. I probably saw it from I don't know capoeira, always doing the what's they call
Yeah,
it the
the
jingle.
chinga, the chinga.
Yes, I'm always playing around with that, and took some time to warm up, and I like the movement and stuff like that. But I really don't know where I get it from. But I started training it, and and my kickboxing coach at the moment, Rich, Razor Shin, we call it the Badger time. So you actually fake a inside kick to the ankle. If you watch it again, it's a fake kick to the inside of the ankle. So you get the guy to look down and you put the hand on the ground and you come all the way to the top. So we call it the Badger time. So that's my
That's the signature.
That's my signature. Hopefully I could knock out a guy with that one of these days.
And the second question that comes from that is, I couldn't help but notice that your sparring partner is bigger than you. Does that make you, recognizing that this guy is bigger than you, tough, and probably, stronger than you and stuff, does that make you, I guess, train harder, push harder to make sure that you can match up to this guy?
Well, basically, I train to be the best version of myself.
Mm-hmm.
That is what was my biggest endeavor, is just to train to be the best version of myself. To me, the race is against, yes, the guys out there, but I try to focus on myself, and if I could put the best foot forward and be the best version of myself, to me, I could beat anyone in the world. And I know I could beat with the proper training, I could beat anyone in the world. But Jeremy, that is Jeremy Ridolfo. Yeah? He just won bronze medal at the Sambo World Championship in Uzbekistan. I would love you to have an interview with him. He's actually like my son in the sport. I started him in the sport. I'm one of his coaches in the sport. He hit really hard though. And it's really scary to fight him sometimes. It's really scary to fight him sometimes because he's like 250 pounds. He hit like a truck. So I don't really want to get hit by him. So I have to use my speed. I use my speed on him, and I kind of accustomed to him because we've been going at it. He's been my most consistent student from way back, and I'm so proud to see what he has achieved thus far in the sport. To me, he's the best heavyweight in Trinidad and Tobago. Nobody can beat him in the sport of mixed martial arts in Trinidad and Tobago. And he'll be also representing Trinidad and Tobago in the IMMAF World Championships in Dubai. I hope to go as a coach, that in January. I may go as a national coach. I'll be proud to be in his corner though. That's World Championships in Dubai in January. IMMAF, Amateur World Championships.
Okay. And there's something you said there that makes me have another question. Basically, might be my last question. Anytime you're in the ring, it's kind of natural to feel some level of fear. So back to the same question about the size. When you feel that fear, when you realize that somebody's going to come and punch you in the face and you have to try to avoid that, does that motivate you? Does that inspire you? Does that give you energy to be your best in the ring so that basically you don't get punched in the face?
Well, that is the goal every day when you go to training. You try to the goal is to defend yourself at all times, protect yourself at all times, hit and not get hit. So yeah, that is definitely motivation because going in there, anything can happen, and guys come in well prepared when you're going there, especially when you go to World Championships and you go to, it's really high level guys you're coming against. So that alone in itself is motivation to better yourself on a daily basis, as I said. So yes, I'll say yes, the answer.
Cool. Well, now it is, I guess we can say you can wrap up now, but we have one more segment. It's a quick question and answer segment where we get to know you a little bit better, called The Last Rep. You ready?
Ready.
All right.
Already. Ready.
Now you're talking about. First question. What is your favorite junk food?
Favorite junk food? KFC.
That's the wrong answer, by the way. Just let me. No, I'm kidding. Squats or deadlifts?
That's a hard question. I'll choose deadlifts.
Okay, legs or chest?
Legs.
If you're feeling down and you need a little pick me up, what's your one go-to exercise?
A run. Oh, a swim. Swim will be
Swim.
perfect.
Okay.
Yeah.
If there was one person you can either train under or train with, who would your fantasy workout partner or trainer be?
Frankie Edgar. Frankie Edgar is a former UFC world champion. My favorite fighter also for years.
Okay.
He's my size also, so yeah.
Right. Favorite workout music?
Gospel. I'll say like Be Strong by Broadway Boys International. That's my walkout song. I Be strong and I say to be of good courage. Because we representing Christ like is an image. Once God be for us, we throw the enemy like garbage. This battle is not ours, it's the Lord. Yeah.
Well, that's
gospel.
actually,
I like to listen to gospel.
That's actually quite unique. People tend to go into more, I guess, secular music to hype them up. This is actually the first time I think I've heard somebody say that gospel is their workout music, their training music, and that's actually quite interesting.
Yeah.
Round of applause.
Anything closer to the Almighty.
No problem with that at all, man. Cardio weights.
Cardio.
All right. So let's take MMA out of this.
Yeah. Get somebody want a match there. Who is that?
That's actually my brother-in-law.
All right, set it up. Just give me the date and the location. I just say like, Khabib, just send me the date and the location. If you want to put some money on the table too, we could do it. Whatever size he is, let me do it.
No problem.
Aye.
So yes, so taking MMA out of it, and of course you can include individual martial arts, right? What is your favorite sport?
My favorite sport, just individual sport, right? I'll say boxing.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Well, I could have guessed. I should have guessed that, considering you said from young you wanted to be a boxing champion.
Yeah.
Yeah. So protein supplements or diet?
Diet.
And the last and most important question coming up now. You ready for it?
Ready like Freddy.
Cool. TV or cinema?
YouTube.
Wow, the man.
I know.
It's
hard to watch TV. I mean, cinema is a once in a while. You will watch more TV than cinema. You'll go to the cinema with a girlfriend or stuff like that. But I will basically watch my little podcast. I'll say podcast, yeah. YouTube.
Right. So I hope that this podcast is becoming one of your favorites also to watch.
Well, definitely. And if I could post this podcast on my social media platform, I'll be grateful. I don't know if you could give me the rights to do it, but
of course. The same link that I sent you.
Yeah.
You can share that however you want. If you wanna send, because we are broadcasting on both YouTube and Facebook. If you want the Facebook link also, I can send that to you and you can share them both.
Perfect. And I must compliment you for doing a good job, because a lot of athletes in Trinidad and Tobago, we go through a lot of struggles like other athletes around the world, ups and downs and merry-go-round, although it probably is not just athletes that you do, but it's a long, hard road. Sometimes we sacrifice, everything for this. Like me, I will sacrifice everything. I will leave my job now just to go away and train to see if I can make it to the UFC, because I have age on my side. I just have a couple more years to compete. So I will do anything to make it in this sport. So I'll say thank you for giving me the opportunity so the world could actually know my story, and I would say thank you on behalf of the other people that you interview as well, because the story have to get out there. We don't know who ears it could fall on, and it should be great ears. So thanks. Thanks, Hybrid.
No problem. This is actually our pleasure. We actually enjoy doing this, and we would like to thank you for joining us, for giving us your time, giving us your energy, because I thoroughly, as an MMA fan, as a martial artist, hey, look at the thing. Thanks to our technicians in the background there. But as a fan, as a martial artist myself, I must say that it was an absolute pleasure getting a chance to sit and have a chat with you.
My pleasure.
So thanks again, Joash. Thanks again, Joash. All right, guys. Well, that's it for this week. Look out for us next week as we actually go to my brother-in-law, who is the manager of Maryboy Sports Club. It's a cricket team in Indigo Martin. So we're going to talk a little bit more cricket, right? Remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel, like our Facebook page, and look out for our podcast every week, every Friday at 8 p.m. right here, Fitness Focus. See you next week.